All right, so we want to talk a little bit about RIT packs and what's been happening with them over time. So back around probably 2000, when the universal connection showed up on an air pack, RIT packs came out. And in the early stages, there was not much to them. There was basically a bottle, a high pressure universal connection that would go on the RIT connection, and a regulator option, and a face mask. So that's still the components we need today, but what's been happening is that the bags that these components are carried in have becoming bigger and bigger and more complicated. So we wanted to talk just about the simplicity of a RIT pack, what we feel is important in it, how it should be laid out, and just give you something to think about as you go back to your RIT pack and look at it and look at all the options. So for us, a RIT pack should be pretty simple, should be streamlined. We believe in a 30-minute cylinder simply because of the weight. So this pack right here weighs 19 pounds, which you wouldn't think is a lot, but it's a lot when you're trying to drag that through a building looking for a downed firefighter. The options that are inside are pretty simple in the way they're laid out. We know that a face mask would probably be the last option. So what we've done is we've put that basically in a bag in the back that we would go for the face mask if we needed it. A lot of the RIT packs out there don't capture the face mask. So a lot of them are attached to the regulator. So the first thing you'd have to do if you were using the regulator is to take that off and set the mask down, potentially lose it. So we want it back there and out of the way. And then the next thing we want is one compartment to open to find everything that we need. So as time has progressed with a lot of RIT packs, they've put the high pressure wand on one end, the low pressure regulator option on the other end. You have to make a decision in some tough conditions to open this end or the other end. And even if you open, let's say, the low pressure end, you have to open the opposite end to turn the cylinder on. So for us, we couldn't find a bag years ago, so we just made one. And the bag we came up with, you can simply open this pouch, and when you open it, we have the cylinder and the valve right here, we have the universal wand, and we have the regulator option right here. We would probably use the wand to attach to the universal connection as our go-to option, but we need the regulator option in the event that you can't access that universal connection. So there really is, a 1-2 option here. We turn the valve on right here, so it's all in a simple component with a handle that you can pull up. And the Velcro's, heavy enough that it's not going to open the rest of the pack. So the wand right here, pretty simple. Like I said, we'd connect that, let the transfill take place. The only thing we would do if we used it is detach it so that when we drug that firefighter, we wouldn't snap this and break the wand or compromise it in some way. If we needed the regulator, it's a simple pull, and then we can pull that out and use the regulator to make that regulator swap if we needed to. Big difference is that's going to expose that firefighter to air on the inside, whereas the wand won't expose that firefighter. And the last thing is we can turn the bottle on right here. So really one step takes care of all of it. In terms of the bottle, we turn it on when we get to the firefighter, and there's other schools of thought that turn it on outside. It's one less step. We've just found in all the training that we've done that there's times that the bypass valve gets knocked or the dawning switch somehow gets activated if the bag gets thrashed around on the inside, and we could potentially lose our air before we ever got to the firefighter. So our choice is to turn it on once outside to make sure everything's threaded and we don't blow an O-ring, and then turn it off, and then turn it on when we get to that downed firefighter. And then the last thing we do with this pack is we have ours with a large carabiner on the front end, which is married to a strap that is reinforced to be used to drag. And what we do is we will clip this carabiner to the improvised crotch strap that we would perform on the firefighter. We'll take the waist strap off, convert it to a crotch strap so that we can drag that firefighter with the SCBA, and then we will attach this so that it's hands-free on the way out. We don't have to carry it, and if we did and we got kind of involved in the rescue, we may end up leaving that pack. There's a reality that we may need to take a hit of air on the way out if something gets compromised. The better solution would be have another team in there, you can hand them off and then you can go out. but in the event that something happens, we would want to take that pack with us. So really, there's no extra pouches, there's no extra equipment put in there. It's a small, compact setup, and it's worked very well for us. So all I would tell you to do is to go out and look at your pack, make sure you're really proficient with it, and think about all those options and variables that might exist in your pack, and try to streamline those so that it's really simple, and not so much when you're blacked out doing a drill in the firehouse, but when you're down to the ground with heat and you still have to make these connections on a downed firefighter. And it's in those conditions that some of these other options become problematic under real fireground conditions. So I hope this helps. It's a real simple pack, a simple setup. Most importantly, if you can't change what you have, go out and get proficient with it. And if you're carrying a whole bunch of extra stuff, try to lighten the load a little bit. You know, some of the RIT packs out there, you know, a lot of them have 60-minute bottles, hard plastic bottoms. There's all kinds of options on them, but some of them weigh up to 45 pounds, which is a little bit of a problem when you're trying to move fast to try to find a downed firefighter. So I hope this helps.